Wait a minute. Is it actually showing the video? I don't think it's showing anything. Shit. Oh no, there we go. Yay! Where is the link to this? Hi guys! Hi! Oh, let me put the Discord in chat. I accidentally said join the Discord twice. Okay, well, I'll settle for that. You really have to join the Discord server. Hi guys! Hi! I think I'll wait like another 3 or 5 minutes before I start answering questions. Yeah, join the Discord. Yeah, you don't have to join, it's your choice. Negative. Okay, well, that's your decision. I think Nintendo is gonna copyright strike me for playing Pokemon music. I don't really care. It's at such a low volume, I don't even think you can hear it. Nintendo famously does not want people to play their music. Bakery post game. Call that toast game. Thank you for the puns, Tim. When you're the first to join Jackbox game, call that host game. I think that's what they should call DJ Halliboo. That's his forbidden rap nickname. Oh, I invited somebody to the stream, but I think they went to sleep. Did you guys know it's Greek Easter today? In Australia. Okay, well, yeah, Bach did tell me that. Bach is the person I asked, like, hey, are you free to join the stream? And she was like, yeah, I'll be there, but now she's asleep, I think. Accidentally misplay it. Call it lost game. Okay, so, hello everybody. Welcome to the post-game question and answer stream. Feel free to ask me, like, literally anything about the comic. I will probably get around to it. I did have submissions from Joe's Discord server, which I will get around to. But I also want to draw, character references, since everybody has been begging me for character references. I don't have reference sheets for the characters, because I've drawn them from memory for the past 3 years. But now I'm starting to see, like, it's a problem. And I'm really blessed and honored to receive fan art, and if references help with the production of that, I'm more than happy to make them. So, I guess I'll get started on that, and then I'll get around to the questions in chat, or get around to the questions that were submitted in the Discord server. Answer my questions, Jared. I'm dead serious about them. I don't even know what they mean, Caught. Like, I'm being so serious with you right now. I've never heard of most of the stuff that you asked in my life. Can we get a question counter? Tim, you can be the question counter if you want. I don't know. I don't know if I can count them, like, off the top of my head. Can I create a question counter? Wait a minute. Let me... that is too large. This is what you want. This is what the people asked for. There, are you happy? I don't know if I'll even remember. No, you're not late. I just started. It should block the entire canvas? Well, okay, if you say so. No, you guys can't see me draw. Even if you weren't in the Discord server to submit questions, you can also ask in chat if you want. The R0 looks like a face. Yeah, it kinda does. It kinda does. That was a really good circle. Wow! Oh, there's Bach. She just messaged me. She was like, oh, my alarm didn't go off. Haha. I'm just talking about you if you're here. I'm gonna be drawing Joey, because I did the reference for Halliboo last night, and there is a lot of controversy about Halliboo in Postgame lately. It's like, do you guys hear something? He's got very tired eyes. I think Joe is one of the few characters I draw with these eyes, just because they're so iconic to him only. Okay, that looks fine. Oh, wait till I get my money right. Hi, bot. Okay, let me go to the Discord, and check for the questions that got asked. Oh, somebody sent another question. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way up to the top and start from there. Okay, first question. Question number 1. I'm gonna have to edit the counter for every single question that I answer. How does Monty feel about Joey being quote-unquote brainwashed? I like this question because it gives me the opportunity to clear something up. So, Joey wasn't brainwashed in the finale. He agreed with Mammon on the condition that he would serve somewhat as an anti-piracy measure, essentially, but Mammon didn't brainwash him to get that to happen, right? Because the terms of agreement was that Joey would be able to be free if he also met that condition. So, I wouldn't say it's something he did willingly, because something was promised to him, but Mammon was kind of lying about that. I'm pretty sure I made that clear, if not, oops. But Joey was not brainwashed in the finale, and Monty actually does feel really bad about it. I feel bad for Monty because basically he was threatened if he continued to protect Joey. Like, he would have lost his shop, he would have lost his livelihood, and that's essentially what happened. He had to help Mammon, otherwise he would have lost everything. So it's a tough situation for both of them. I think Joey is pretty mad at Monty. I don't think after that they're going to get along very well. So, I'm sorry to everybody who, thought they were very close. I mean, that was the intention for a while before Mammon came around and, fucked up everything. Joey basically just did it because he had no choice. Yeah, that's essentially what happened. Mammon is, he's very manipulative in the way that he tries to get people to do what he wants, but, he lies to people to get there. Basically offers them no other choice but to do that. He's very intimidating. Well, I know why this looks off. I usually draw much faster than this, but I'm multitasking, so I have to, go a little slower. It's hard to draw and talk at the same time, if I'm being honest. Hi, Luigi Mario. I like you cut, G. Yeah, Joey's hair was actually, a lot shorter. Used to be a lot shorter, but the progression of my style basically made his hair more fluffy as time went on. And you can see that in the progression of the comic, after it went on for 3 years, you can see how his hair becomes more fluffy and big. I kind of like it, but everybody struggles to draw it well, so I'm sorry. He's got, these little swooshy things. I don't know where they came from, but I don't know how that would translate to real life either. Joey asked me for Postgame in real life, what would this hairstyle translate to in real life? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I think his current hairstyle looks fine. Joey in real life, I think it looks fine. He's got this big, cowlick, I guess? Oh, I could make this a little bit less wide. sometimes what happens is that I accidentally make the hair too big, and it's like, oh no. I think it needs a haircut. There we go. Yeah, I like how that looks. How tall is Monty? I would say he's probably the shortest character in the comic. I think I remember saying he was around 5 foot or 5'2". I'm American, if you can't tell. I'm sorry if you go by a different metric system. Different types of weighing and measuring height, but that's how we do it in America. Between 5 foot and 5'2". He's very short. What gave you the idea to do Postgame? At the time, I was really, really into Mario Party DS Anti-Piracy, right? I was a huge fan of the web series. And you can see some of my influence in the web series from that time. Oh shit, I have to edit the question counter here. That was 3, right? But I was a huge fan, and I saw the finale, and I had been making content for it for about 2 months at that point, and I was like, no, I don't want to stop making content for the series. So I thought, it would be cool if after the finale, right, Joey got sucked into the DS and was essentially strapped into the game, because that's what happened, right? We didn't know for sure if it killed him. But that was my idea for it, and there were other things that gave me my ideas. The ending for Postgame actually came first. That idea was first, and then everything else came after. And the whole initial script for Postgame, the entirety of it, was written in 4 days. So, I find it really funny that something I wrote in 4 days ended up taking 3 years to make. Can Halliburton survive the unmatched power of the sun? I mean, it depends. I think it's established that Halliburton, when brought into the real world, is unkillable. In the game itself, I'm not sure. I don't know if he could. And I try to add, like, these, like, little hair roots. Like, this is where the hair is coming out of, I guess. That makes sense. Hopefully. Oh, that's huge. I'm gonna have to make the canvas bigger. Okay. What was the inspiration for Mammon's design? So this is a good question, actually. Mammon wasn't originally the character that I wrote him to be. Mammon was like, he was originally just like the CEO of Hudson Soft before the whole video with Mammon became a thing. And his design looked pretty different, I would say. Like, he didn't have the fire hair, he didn't have the demon features. But, think of it as like a color swap without like most of the cool stuff his design has. But when that video came out, I added the demon features and the fire hair and things like that because Mammon in the Bible is the demon of greed. So I thought it would be really cool to, make him a demon. essentially. And there's a lot of themes of that in Postgame. I'm not sure if it necessarily makes sense, any of it, but that was kind of the inspiration. I made him sane, essentially. I don't know where the fire hair came from, though. People have been asking me about the fire hair, like, is it, is it actual fire? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think about that one. What would happen if Hallibu finds a false positive? Would he still think you pirated the game, or will he figure out that your cartridge is acting weird? Ooh. That is a good question. I didn't really ever consider the possibility of that. I guess maybe the answer to that is that it's not very common. Just because I feel like, when and where that would happen. Mammon was so confident in what he was making. I don't know if it would happen. I don't know. Hallibu would probably be convinced, though. There's little to no arguing with that guy. Oh, I hate drawing legs. By the way. I've been drawing for years and years, and I really haven't figured out how to do legs yet. At least not in the way that I want. So, I screw around with it. I'm starting to draw like these sort of fat feet. I don't know if I really want to do that, but I mess around with it. My style is not very consistent. I had to do like rough sketches of what I wanted Postgame style to go in the direction of, with like the black outlines and stuff. Because I was like, clearly this isn't working out very well. Could you ever show us the beta design of Mammon? Yeah, hold on. I would like to show you guys that. It's in a group chat somewhere. So give me a minute. Back then, Mammon wasn't named that. He was just named Hudson. Which is why, the name is the same. And here's an embarrassing confession. I didn't know that Mario Party DS was made by a company named Hudson Soft. I thought in the Host Hoedown video, when they were referring to somebody named Hudson, that they were referring to an actual person. So that's how that character came into existence, and that's partially the reason why Mammon exists. Oh, I'm trying to find it. I don't know if I can send that one. Okay, I found one. I don't really like this drawing at all, but that was Mammon's beta design. It's not great. It's not great if you ask me. Oh my god, the chat is going so fast. I'm sorry, I spent so much time looking for that. Zern, would it be possible that the cartridge eventually gets overloaded due to how many people pirate Mario Party DS? Good question. I don't think that many people would be stuck in Mario Party DS because in universe, Mario Party DS is, well, piracy is a crime, like a serious crime in universe. You can get apprehended for a lot of things. Unrelated to piracy too, just laws are stricter in universe, so not many people pirated Mario Party DS. But when they did, most of them kind of got scared off the first warning they got. Joey was the only person to really try again over and over and over just to see what would happen, and for that reason he got trapped in the game over it, so that's why he's the only person there. With officers being aware of Halliboo, does that also mean other parties know of Halliboo and Mammon? That is a good question. I think maybe. It depends on how deep the case ran, I would think. And who they were discussing it with. A post-game is forever good, a pre-game is forever bad. Oh my god, so many questions. So is Mammon actually a demon now, or is he a ghost that assumes he's become a demon? That's a great question. I do think he actually is in some form a demon. Because that's sort of the theme of Postgame, to be honest. If not a demon, he definitely looks like one. You can make that into another OC? Yeah, I could, but I'm not really into the design, to be honest. Could you send me that image of Beta Hudson? Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find your contact in my list of hundreds of things. Zern, do you actually own Mario Party DS? Yes, I do. I own a physical cartridge. It was my first game ever, and I think that's really funny. Considering what I have become, I didn't think it would become that relevant to my life. I want to find more art of Beta Hudson. Beta Mammon. Oh, you guys want to know why Joey is wearing shorts in post-game? I'm going through my old art and stuff now. This is why. This is why. This is the reason. If Hallie I can't speak today. If Halligoo got real and stayed in our world for a long time, would the government try to get him for research purposes? Probably. Knowing the government and the way I've ridden the government in the past, that would be a really funny side plot, if I'm being honest. And then Mammon, too, would probably question, like, how did you make such an abhorrent creature who can literally come into the real world and kill people? Here's more art of Beta Mammon. I thought he looked gay back then, but Mammon is Arrow Ace now. Let me go back to the Discord server and answer one of those. while we're here. Oh, I love this question. This is something I wanted to address on the stream. If Joey was pirating the software on his PC, then how is there a DS card with the piracy stuff active? So somebody asked me this, and I think this is kind of a controversial decision for the topic, but the explanation I came up with is that Halliboo pulled Joey's save file onto a cartridge, right, and trapped him in his version of the game. So that was Joey's punishment for pirating the game, and I think Halliboo didn't assume the consequences of his actions, and that Maddie might find the cartridge, because in his mind he thoroughly destroyed the DS, so there should have been no problems, at least to him. He wasn't aware that somebody else would find the cartridge. But hypothetically speaking, now that Maddie has found the cartridge, he would be very upset. He would be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be pirating this game," and she would be like, "But I found it on the sidewalk. I didn't know." And he's still like, "Nope, you're still going to hell." Could the government trap people in the anti-piracy world as a form of torture? I mean, if they're working with Halliboo, probably. But that's mostly up to his discretion. You didn't miss too much. Yeah, no, you didn't. There's a question counter in the corner, but, I don't think he missed a lot. Okay, let me close all these. I gotta figure out how to draw these legs. This is frustrating me. Would you guys still love me if I was bad at anatomy? Would I still be an inspiration to some of you? It's so weird to think that some people are actually inspired by Postgame and my artwork, even though I'm really not a professional or anything. I do what I want forever. Well, that arm is too long, isn't it? My drawing skills are not great today. Okay. Will we get some non-canon skits? That is a good question. There is something called side quests, which is little short stories about before the web series and during the web series and even during or after postgame that I couldn't fit into postgame. So I will let you guys know when that's happening, but right now I'm kind of on a break from all of the piracy stuff because it took so long. Does Joey have a role in the game? He has an eye patch because he's a pirate, right? Yeah, he does have an eye patch because he's a pirate, and the best way I can describe it, so many people were confused by the finale and were like, "Where's Halliboo? Why is Joey the host now and not Halliboo?" Guys, Joey's not the host. He didn't replace Halliboo. He is just another anti-piracy measure. It's like calling Monty the host of Mario Party DS because he was part of one of the anti-piracy measures, right? If anything, Joey's like an assistant, right? He hasn't replaced Halliboo. He's nowhere near the role of Halliboo. He is just doing what he is told. Thank you for the support in chat. Oh my god. I really love you guys. Thank you for being so nice. Is Happy scared of Happy Boo simply because of a trope, or is Happy Boo genuinely the scariest one? I don't think he is actually afraid of Happy Boo. That was more like a joke to him. And the reason for that, actually, is because Happy Boo does have a second form that I never got around to drawing, and I never got around to showcasing, unfortunately, but I did want to make her second form sort of like a dragon. I've kept that mostly underground because people were like, well, why didn't we see Happy Boo Dragon? That would have been so cool. I know, guys, I know. It would have been so cool, but there's only so much I could have done in that time frame. But yeah, Happy Boo does have a second form, just like Happy Boo has a second form. He's not scared of her though. He's just joking. He's like, ooh, she can turn into something spooky. Although a dragon is arguably scarier than Happy Boo just becoming a real person. How do I feel about this pose? I don't know. You're not leaving until I finish this reference. We have already answered 15 questions. I'm sorry if I missed any. If I did, let me know, because chat is going kind of quickly. And quickly, at least for me, because I'm multitasking. Okay, cool. Pose is so thug gangster. Zern, you were hyping up Happy Boo for nothing. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. There's a lot of characters who didn't get the screen time they needed, like Tech Walker and the characters in the real world and Happy Boo, and I totally would have written like 200 more pages about them if I could have. But, you know, as I mentioned in the acknowledgements page, I do want to continue doing other work that isn't really related to Postgame. And I mean, I love Postgame. I really love Postgame, but it did prevent me from doing a lot of the things I wanted to. Does Tigbop have sentience? Yes. Yes, he does. I didn't draw Tigbop too much because I struggled to find expressions for him, so I just put him to sleep. If I could go back and change that and make Tigbop like his own character, I totally would have. But I was on a time crunch too. Has anyone ever told you your artwork looks like Stardew Valley if it was an Ultra 4K HD? Oh, that's really a nice comparison. I don't know if I see it, but I appreciate that. What if Tim pirated the game instead? I believe they would defeat Halibut and turn every minigame into March. That sounds about accurate. That sounds about right. I am madly biased about Halibut's OG set, but the way you draw him is eye candy. Thank you. Some people really did not like the Halibut design that I have. I know of one person who got very, very angry because I didn't interpret them in the way that they would have liked. But I'm glad that a lot of people like him. And I did make these designs when I was 14, so there are some things I would have changed that I would change now, and I do want to do some redesigns, but for now, with these references, I'm just drawing what is seen in Postgame. Is Joey forced or controlled to be an assistant? Like I said, no. He compromised with Mammon because he thought Mammon was going to let him out, or free him, if he agreed to help him. He's doing it of his own free will because he's believing that he's going to get something back. I gotta plug in my tablet, it's on low battery. These are some really good questions. Please continue. Here's another one from the Discord server. How does it feel knowing your comic ended up becoming canon? That is... it's really lovely, and Postgame became canon, I think, about 40 pages in. It's just such an honor, and sometimes the canon status of the comic can really... It can feel stressful sometimes because you have a lot to live up to. I mean, piracy was so popular, and Postgame is so different from the tone of what the web series was. But I think it worked out well, and I'm really glad to have built a community around the comic. It's just lovely. It's really wonderful. And I really have Joe to thank for a lot of that success, just because, you know, he really loves that. He really loves Postgame, and he gave it the canon status, and there's just a lot that he's done for me. Joey as a person is not as intimidating as his comic counterpart, I can say that much. He's a very goofy guy. May I please draw him in a suit like Halliboo's as a form of fan art? Absolutely! You can absolutely do that. That sounds great. Thank you. So here's another one. Were we ever gonna see Happy Boo's scary form? I don't think so. It was never planned, but I did want to make side art for it and be like, hey, this is what Halliboo was talking about. I never got around to it, which sucks, and I really want to at some point. Joey's so cool, he streams every Friday. I don't think that's true. I'm stuttering a lot. I don't know why. I think I'm nervous or just tired or something. I'm talking so fast because there's so much I want to say. Does that look right? Okay, there we go. Gonna have to figure out these legs. I've been drawing from imagination for a God knows how long, and I haven't really bothered to do anatomy studies or anything. Not to be a plug self-promoter, but I'm working on something post-game related to. If y'all want to check that out, go to Zern server. Yes, Cot is working on, I think, an alternate universe or like a prequel to post-game. I really appreciate that. So, Cot, keep doing what you're doing. I hope people support you on that because I really love that concept. Thoughts on Mario Party DS Anti-Piracy 2? I think some weird guy made it. Tunbin in chat created Mario Party DS Anti-Piracy 2, which is... It's very much like the original web series, and it's basically like an alternate universe where Colin, the police officer, finds the DS instead of Maddie. And I think it's really cool, because Tunbin edits those videos really well and really convincingly. Please go watch that Mario Party DS Anti-Piracy 2 by Tunbin, please. Ooh, I gotta up the question counter again before I answer this. Are Ballyhoo and Halliboo just Halliboo pretending to be normal, or are they separate entities in one body? They are the same person. They're not two entities in the same body, they are just the same guy. But that's not to say that they don't act differently, right? Halliboo is coded to punish pirates and be very hardcore about that, and I think Ballyhoo also has the same core values, but he also has more free will. And he thinks more strongly about what he's doing, and in a lot of ways he's unhappy with the separate life he's living. I really wanted to write about that, but I didn't have time, and so it led to a lot of confusion between what is Halliboo and Ballyhoo and all of that. I do want to write a side quest story on that. So they are the same person, but due to their coding, quote-unquote coding, they do act a little differently. Thoughts on the Luigi theory? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Could you explain it to me? I hate drawing these shoes. Somebody's like, why is Joey wearing Barbie shoes? I think somebody asked me, and I'm like, they're not Barbie shoes, they're tennis shoes. They're sneakers. But I don't know if I got that across. Well, because I really can't draw shoes. They're the same shoes he's wearing in the finale, by the way. That doesn't look right. I think I could also add, like, these things to try and symbolize that it is a tennis shoe. Sneaker, whatever you want to call it, and not just, whatever. There's our guy. I gotta draw the halo, but... Oh, I think I can make the legs bigger. He looks a little funny, but it's alright. Thank you for joining the server. Oh, yeah, that theory. I really like that theory. I kind of endorsed it, actually, that it would be really cool if Luigi was just in limbo. Under the ground. I enjoy that. I don't know if I would confirm it as canon, but it's very convincing. How would the post-game cast feel if A uses them? Okay, I don't know if they know if it exists, or if any of them would really necessarily have a reaction other than, whoa, there's alternate universes? But I once said that all alternate universes are canon, because there's a lot of timeline stuff happening in post-game, and by extension, other projects of Joe's that I work on. There's multiple timelines that do multiple things, and there's different versions of different characters. So, somebody making up an AU, or an alternate universe, I can't really deconfirm that as canon, because that's what happens with these alternate universes. I would say any AU could possibly be a real thing. Yeah, Luigi Mario, thank you for explaining all that, because I really don't know how coding works, and you can tell with the writing of Postgame, and I tried to make it convincing in some way, but I have no idea how this stuff works, and it's cool to have somebody who knows what's up with that. Where's this Halo? I'm gonna draw it. How does Mario feel in post-game? I'm struggling to answer this question, because at some point, me and the Piracy crew wanted to do something with Mario that I can't talk about. I don't know if it's still happening. If not, I really don't know. There's some things I wanted to do with Mario, like perhaps making him meet the same fate as Luigi. But for now, I think the answer is Mario was just a pretty busy guy. I don't think he was around for most of this. But I think once he finds out, he's going to be very, very, very angry that his brother is dead. Does Halibu have a specific species or name? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but there was this interesting thing I saw about, Ballyhoo's species being similar to a character in the original Paper Mario game. So, I don't know. It might be a species. It might be something or other like that. Among Us Smurf. This shoe does not look right. He needs to get it further on the ground. Okay, let me continue answering questions from the server. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. This question was asked by the amazing TimVideo326. Is there a Halibu and a copy of Mammoth's Consciousness for every card of Mario Party DS released? My answer to that, okay, really important. I need you guys to come over here, listen very closely. I don't know. I don't know. It's sort of a paradox in of itself that I tried to solve, in some way by making Mammon a virus that could transfer to other cartridges. So, Mammon, that implies Mammon was not always in Joey's cartridge, that he got there from elsewhere from the download play video, because Mammon was locked in one cartridge that's, he died and he was trapped in that cartridge, but he was able to transfer his consciousness among other game carts. But I really don't know. It's something I was not able to figure out, and that's why I implore you guys to give your own theories about this. I want people to see what they can come up with in response to that. Because, okay, here's the thing. When I can't answer a question, which is rare, well, if I missed it or I didn't think it fully through, I really implore you guys to seek that answer out for yourselves, because I originally theorized a lot about Mario Party DS Anti-Piracy. That is how Postgame was made in the first place. And to continue that cycle and have people give their interpretations of what they think, I think that's really valuable in the soul of what piracy is. So what I take is Mammon is a virus that can travel in between games. Yes. And the Hollywoos are like pop-ups that cause him to be on your game. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. Mammon did directly state that he was like a virus, because his conscious could travel through multiple games, but as for Halliboo, I think he was pre-programmed into every Mario Party DS cart. I think Halliboo functions differently. This also goes for, like, Joey being in Mario Party DS. I don't think he replaced every single version of Luigi ever. That is just what happened on his save file. So if you wanted to play as Joey, you're gonna have to find that broken DS cart. I'm almost sad that I didn't make a panel dedicated to Maddie reacting to why this random person is a playable character. Like, hey, did they mod the game or something? Join these outlines so I can fill in the color. There it is. Okay. Actually, I should crop this first. It looks a little tall. Why are the characters spending their time on the DS cable all the time instead of being in Mario Wonder or something? Good question. I think it depends. We don't really see all of the days of, like, Mario Party. I would like to think the actual parties happen maybe, like, once a week. Or if everybody's busy, maybe it happens even later. But there's a lot of those in Postgame. Postgame does not happen in a couple of days. Postgame happens in, like, a month, 2 months. So not every day is a party, right? They're on a schedule. People do get busy and they do other things, so. What drawing program do you use? I use Paint Tool Sai. Okay. I'm just gonna do this in bulk. 3 questions. I'm gonna answer these 3 questions in a row. If Mammon ever decided to go back to the real world, like, would he be the demon designer or how he looked before dying? That is a good question, and I think it's up to interpretation. Me personally, I don't know if he would look exactly the same as he did as before he died. I think there would still be some remnants of the fact that he has passed away. What would you say is a pro of having a bit of a smaller fan base? Definitely the interaction that you have with people. Being able to talk to everybody and, you know, be on their level and see all the fan art and be able to talk down to earth with people. I feel like Postgame's fandom right now is just right, like just at the right size where I can still talk to everybody and um, still be in control of my fan base. Still have people respect me, but not not think I'm super big and be afraid of me and not be able to talk to me. Did you have the ending planned from the get-go, or did you go through several variations? If so, how many? No, Postgame came into existence with the ending first, and then everything else came after. And the ending was actually inspired by a song. I don't know if I should share that song right now, or if I should reveal it later. Oh, the questions keep coming. No, trust Joey as a cat boy. No, I won't. Who in the anti-piracy world is a cat person in your decision? I would say Joey and maybe Monty. They just seem like the type. Zern, I feel like you would be good at replicating the Paper Mario art style. I am. I have done that before. I want to start my own art in the future, but can you offer any advice? Ugh, this is gonna sound really boring, but practice is key. I don't think you have to start with the fundamentals, but study from other artists you like, and, see what they're doing. I think tracing is fine as long as you're not posting it to websites and saying, hey, this is mine. You learn by doing, and seeing other people draw the things that you like. And in order to form like an art style and things like that, you have to take a little bit of what you like from everywhere. Oh, ARG. I wanted to make my own ARG myself. That's not really in my field of. That's not really in my playing field. I don't think Postgame was ever really an ARG. I need water or something. You guys mind if I go get water? My voice is getting dry. I'm gonna go get water. Water's important, guys. Don't forget to stay hydrated. I would think ARGs are more of Joe's playing field, to be honest. That sounds like a question for Joe and not me. Though with the ARGs I've seen and experienced, audience interaction and giving something for your audience to latch onto is key. How many empty water bottles do you have? No way in poo you don't have at least one. I woke up only like 2 or 3 hours ago, so right now this is the first water bottle of the day for me. Okay, time for coloring. And I have a reference. This is my reference. I think I don't know, I think that skin color's a little too light. Yeah, that looks more about right. Oh, I love this question. what happened after Mammon died? Was it covered up, or were they just massively confused? It was not covered up very well. It's kind of like an urban legend now, if anything. Oh, the owner of Hudson Soft died, like he killed himself, and we don't know what happened. And that was the reason why Hudson Soft went defunct, actually, and it wasn't... Unlike in real life, where it was bought out by another company, that didn't happen in canon. Like, it just disappeared into thin air, and the employees who worked there, those poor people, they were left without a job. Oh, I think I could, like, find a better reference for this. I know one. Here. This is the hair color I want. Joey's hair colors in the street fluctuates so much. This is his real hair color. It's light brown. Not ginger. It's not a ginger. He's got light brown hair. Should I tell you guys about Fugu moments? That was before most of your time. I could have sworn I'm looking for something. Joey's hair in the live action needs to be dyed different in every single scene to make it a slightly different color. Does Mammon make himself look cooler physically in the game, like he's more toned physically, has less imperfections in his skin, etc.? I don't think Mammon really has a choice as to that itself. Like, when he first enters the game, he's like, why do I look like a demon? And he hasn't really changed that since then, so I'm not sure if it's totally up to him. He could probably give himself like a cool hat or something, but I don't think he could change the build of his body. No, I did answer where is Mario. I'm almost done with the Discord questions. Okay, here's one. Most important question of all, is Mammon's hair functional? I'm asking, can I cook an egg on that, man? Somebody brought up the idea of it being cosmetic, and I actually like that. I think it makes more sense than it just straight up being fire. So I'm sorry, anybody who wants to cook an egg on his head. I don't think it's possible. There was another one. Will there ever be a continuation? I did talk about part 2 in the acknowledgements page. And unfortunately, I don't think part 2 is ever getting made. There was a part 2 planned for Postgame, and there was going to be a continuation. But at this rate, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, there will be a miracle. I was gonna make like another 200 pages on Maddie and all of the other characters and give everybody more spotlight, but yeah, I didn't expect this to take 3 years. I feel bad for everybody who's been here from the start, because there was so many hiatuses. You were not there. Most of you were not there for the hiatus of Intermission 1. That took 8 months to make. 8 months! So, you know, back then I was cooked. I was not doing well. Do DJ Halliwell and Mammon celebrate Father's Day? Probably. Probably. Mammon is like a father to him. I like coloring. Coloring usually took the least amount of time out of the process of making the comic itself. I'm actually going to be making a progress video on how I made post-game pages, so I will let you know when that happens. We'll let you guys know when that happens. I have the footage for it, but I haven't started working on it yet. I'm almost done with the coloring and then I'll check chat. I'll just screw around and find out. The wing color can be whatever it wants to be. I gotta add his halo still. I wish Postgame had like a few trivia pages for relevant lore that didn't get spotlight. This was a thing! Oh my god. I totally forgot to do it. On the Twitter account, I was going to have these little weekly things called World Building Wednesdays where I dropped little tidbits of lore that isn't mentioned in the comic. I did like 2 of those before dropping off the face of the earth. I'm so sorry. The two things that get brought up are number 1, Joey's colorblind, and number 2, the woman speaking in the anti-piracy music is Happy Boo. They're an off-topic, but opinion of Skringle. He's such a little guy. I love him. Any plans for the OG Zern server? No, it's dead. I'm sorry. Yeah, Joey's colorblind. He is in real life too. He is red, green, blue, purple colorblind, which funnily enough makes yellow probably the color he can see best. Yes, she's Japanese. All of the AIs are Japanese, Asian. Did the cast warm up to Joey in the end? That's debatable. I think it ruined his friendship with Monty, the whole thing. Because Monty did basically betray him. And some people might have better opinions of Joey, but some of them are like, oh, he's obviously faking it because he wants benefits out of it. It feels like no matter what they do, it's hard for them to really get used to him there. Color these outlines. I'm really glad I did this. I'm really glad people can just come here and ask me questions, and I'm like, yeah, I can answer that, I can talk about that. I like interacting with my fan base. It's almost done. I gotta add his eye color. It's supposed to be a little lighter than that, I would think. Still need to add the halo. Can Joey fly with those wee little wings? No, this is established in the comic. He can't fly. But I did think of making his wings a little bigger in part 2 so he could actually fly. Because, you know, the demon traits are consuming him. It's becoming more prominent because he's losing his power slowly. I joined so late, and whenever I ask a question to my friend, she's just like, Zara answered this in the Discord 1,000 years ago. Don't worry about asking repeat questions, it's fine. That's what the stream is for. Does that imply he's dying? No, he's just losing his holy power. Okay, I'm gonna add the halo now, then I'll hang out with you guys. You know, the halo is a really cool concept and all, but it does get old after you draw it at least 1 billion times. And I do these little cracks on it. There's no rhyme or reason to this, I just draw whatever I want. I'll probably add a little white rim to the outside. There he is! There's our boy! Wow. They grow up so fast. I'll just hang out with you guys now. Oh, I will go for maybe like another 40 minutes. I'm gonna ask because I might include it in that Mario Party DS 3 somewhere. If Joey has his own boss minigame like Hallaby, what would it be? Ooh! I get to talk about this. So, for a brief moment, Joey has a golden bow at the very beginning of Postgame that melts away. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open the picture for it. Show you guys what I mean. You see this? He knows archery. He has a holy weapon. So, I think it would be funny if arrows just bombarded the player. Not the same arrows, because he can't summon these arrows anymore. But some sort of arrow. I thought of making them fall from the sky and the player has to avoid them. But at some point it just becomes too much and it just kills you. I remember with the disciples, I really wanted all of them to have a holy weapon. And the disciples are something that I'm going to discuss in other projects, like the Lore Keeper, the girl who shows up in Intermission 2. That is one of the disciples, Joseph and Tekari. Tekari had a golden spear. That's fucking awesome, isn't it? I should make the red arrows with horns. Yeah, that would be fun. Joey begins his assault. Can Joey force players to trace apologies as well? I think that's more of Halliboo's ballpark. That's more unique to Halliboo in the way of what he does. Each anti-piracy measure has their own thing to them. Do you think it would be cool if we could mod Mario Party just to make piracy mode? Absolutely! I'm wondering why nobody has done that yet. So, I have an idea for the disciples if you want to hear it. Sure. What can Joey do as an anti-piracy measure now? He mostly serves, like the other anti-piracy measures, like Monty and Halliboo, just to be a roadblock and try to destroy your character, like Halliboo drops a thwomp on Luigi. Monty chases Luigi until he, the implication is that he kills him. So Joey basically shoots arrows at the player until it presumably kills them. That's what he does. And then the anti-piracy screen pops up and it's like, ooh. I like to think he also talks directly to the player. There's this dialogue in the end of the finale, I'm surprised nobody noticed, where he says, didn't anybody ever tell you piracy is no party? I like to think that didn't anybody ever tell you is kind of like an implication of didn't I ever tell you that? Didn't you watch the videos? Oh, you're putting the lore keeper in encore mode? That's cool. That's awesome. And also the golden guns are awesome. I think that works as a holy weapon. That's definitely valid. That's definitely viable. I went crazy when he said that. Yeah. He's basically saying like, hey, are you an idiot? Did you watch the videos that I put up? Or, are you stupid? Okay, I'm gonna drink more water. I love water. So it's 2:20 a.m. for me. Is it too late to have a Monster Energy drink? I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Also, wait, arrows like Cracker DS into its shatters would be cool. Ooh, I love that. That's awesome. I didn't really think it through that much. You guys are king of interpretations. God, I love that. I did see that artwork. I did see it in the Joey Perleone server. I think it's a very convincing design. Okay. These are the final questions from the Discord server. Why doesn't Mammon have a talking hat? Is he fucking stupid or something? I like to think Tigbop is more of Halliboo's ballpark. Like, that's kind of something that's exclusive to him. And Mammon thought it would be cool to have, like, that sort of hat, I would imagine. Or, like... No, I think he came into the DS world with the hat. So I guess it was sort of a nod to how similar they are, but the game didn't want to give him a sentient hat, I guess. Zern, if you could hug Scriggle, would you? Yeah. I don't see why not. Okay. These are the last 2 questions on the Discord server. 39 questions! I can't believe I've answered that many. Does Joey get the right to leave temporarily like Halliboo or no? No, he doesn't. That was a lie made up by Mammon just so Joey would continue doing the work, the anti-piracy work, and wouldn't be, the only person there who believed in piracy. He basically tried to isolate him for as long as he could and made false promises about the future so he could do what he wanted. So, no, he's not allowed to leave. Although I'm sure Joey eventually catches on and is like, hey, what the hell? Since it's an infinite loop, the person I forgot the name of at the end of Postgame, her name is Maddie, will end up in the game too. So if the previous pirates who become anti-piracy measures get the same rights as the anti-piracy measures already put in the game, aka being able to interact with the game in Mammon, then how would a first meeting with Joey and the person I don't remember the name of go? So if we're talking about, like, the interactions between Joey and Maddie, I would say initially they're enemies. This was going to be a huge point of part 1. Initially, they don't like each other at all, and Maddie does eventually find out the truth about what happened to Joey, and the same thing happens to her, and she does feel very bad for him and tries to get through to him, and at first she's like, don't talk to me, don't come by my house, but they do end up becoming closer, I would say. They become very close friends by the end of it. And I think you forgot about a certain set of questions I said. It's not that I didn't forget. It's not like I forgot. I just don't know what they mean. What do you think of my little star fellow, aka that Geno fellow that I post about sometimes? I haven't seen him. I'm not sure how to export this. I don't know, does that show up on stream? I don't think so. Have you ever considered of releasing the comic dubbed on YouTube dub or something of the variety? If I could get everybody to cooperate on a dub and, find casting for that would be incredible, I would really love to do that. I'm not sure if the Piracy Crew has time, but if we could just cooperate on that, it would be fun. I'll pass that over, that suggestion. Oh, actually, that's really cool. I like him. I like this swooshy hair. Luigi Mario, you would make a good Mammon. We're struggling with the casting of Mammon a little bit. We got a grand total of 2 members on the Discord server. Do you ever get this personal feeling that when a character has too much plot armor, you want to put dirt in their eyes? That's kind of how I feel about Alibu. No, I'm joking. I love Alibu. If you guys want to be a part of that hypothetical dub, that would be fun. But I don't really have the resources to pay you guys, so I would feel really bad letting you guys on the project and promising payment for it. Sir, and I just realized, did you ever get the Hudson Soft employees' names? Ooh, I'll count this as a question. The Hudson Soft employees didn't come out of nowhere. They were actually based on my mutuals. So those mutuals are Gamer, Cube, and one of my friends, Rory. And I did intend to write a little chapter about them and give them names. Like Cube his name was going to be QB, like an actual Japanese name. And Rory was going to be Rory, or was it going to be Rory or Oliver? I forget, and then I forget what Gamer's name was going to be. Oh, a scoundrel! Thank you! Oh, I love that. So cool. Scoundrel just sent me something really cute of my Sona hugging Skringle. I think his name is Skringle. Guys, look at this. So cute. Wow. Luigi Mario, thank you. Fun fact, the purple employee was the main inspiration for the purple and green color scheme in Encore mode. That's cool. Also, Zern, do you ever plan to post any of the Postgame designs to Toy House or any AUOC posting website? You know, I plan to make, like, a wiki for the lore and the characters of Postgame to explain everything and try and cover all the bases in terms of, what is explained about their characters, but I never got around to it, and I don't want to make a wiki on fandom, because that site really sucks and bombards you with ads every 3,000 milliseconds. But what I'm making these references for is so I can post them. Probably somewhere, probably to the Postgame account or to my main account. I'm not sure where. At best, use Toy House if anything. I use Toy House for my personal OCs. It's kind of reserved for that, sorry. Do you have a full reference for Maddie? I want to draw her. I do have one, but it's really, really old. It's really, really old. I'll see if I can find it for you. Here it is. So this was drawn at least 3 years ago. And first of all, this was before she was trans, so she doesn't have the freckles. She doesn't have the freckles, and she doesn't have the hair streak. There was another drawing of her that I did later on that was more accurate to her current design. Let me get it. Then here's one that's more accurate to her current design. Primordial Maddie, yeah. What character would she replace? She wouldn't replace the character, actually. The whole plot of part 2 was that Maddie does not replace anybody, and because of that, she's more prone to actually dying to these threats in the game. So it's an urgent situation where they have to get her out as soon as possible. So that's kind of the goal. It's similar to Postgame, but it would also be dissimilar, because the results of that I think you would find pretty interesting. It's not the same ending. Hey Zorn, do you care if I use those 8-bit sprites of your design in something I'm gonna make later on? No, I really don't care that much. Do whatever you want. I mean, it's your artwork. She's so cute. Thank you. I struggled with Maddie's personality for a while, because at first she was going to be like shy and introverted, but at the end of the day I wanted to make her a little more spunky and rambunctious and happy, to contrast with Joey's stoic and nothing personality. In the series, Joey was stubborn to beat the anti-piracy Shireen. Is there an in-universe reason as to why? That's a good question. I like to think it was just arrogance. Arrogance and self-centeredness. He wanted to see what would happen. And I think he believed, too, that he was above punishment for a while. So, that's really it. Pure curiosity and hubris got the better of him. Sorry, I had to mute for a bit because my parents were talking. I don't know, is there anything else I should say about Maddie or about Part 2? Part 2 was going to primarily follow Maddie as the main character instead of Joey, but Joey was going to be like a secondary character to her. It was going to focus actually on Joey's development as a person, and we see him actually just become a better person overall. So it was going to be about that. It was going to give more spotlight to the characters that really got it, and more lore that I didn't get around to, more stuff with Maddie, and, you know, showing what would happen, interestingly enough, if somebody did just defy Mammon and denied the only option that he's giving them. There was a lot planned for Part 2. There was quite a bit. We all pitied him, but bro is morally gray. Yeah. That is the point of Postgame, to make everybody just, like, suck just a little bit, just enough to make you, like, are these people really good people? Or, you know, evaluate their morals. See who you agree with, right? Everybody's written to be morally gray because it's supposed to make you think about the situation beyond just piracy good, piracy bad. I want you to look at the motivations of these characters and think, you know, is this the right thing to do? I think I'll go for like another 10 minutes. My throat is starting to hurt from all this talking. I genuinely thought Joey growing angel wings in the finale was a joke, but looking back, okay, there's a funny story for this. I jokingly, okay, at the time, me and Joe didn't know each other that well. We were maybe acquaintances. We didn't know each other at all when piracy first started. Like, I was just a fan, and we ended up getting to know each other, and that's how all this happened. So, um, I made a rendition of Joey as God as a joke, and I made a joke like, oh haha, Joey's the piracy god. And I drew him with angel wings and stuff. I want to see if I can find that drawing. Can I? Okay, hold on. I don't know if I can find it. It's so old. I'm sure if you look deep enough on my Tumblr, it will be there, but I drew Joey's god with these angel wings and a halo, and like, there was blood and stuff on the wings. It was kind of cool. But anyways, Joe saw this, he took it seriously, and he implemented it in the finale, and I was like, well shit, now I have to make like this whole plot about like, how this even happened. And, you know, what would happen if like Joey became a demon and stuff. It all became full circle. It did, and I actually really like the Disciples plot. I like how wacky it is. Does that imply Hallie will beat a god? Yes. Yes, it does. I don't know what Joey's the god of, but he has holy powers, and that is in part due to Tekari and Joseph. So you have these old age men to thank for that. Did you guys know Joseph is British? Can Postgame Halibu beat Goku? Probably. Joey's the god of piracy. Yeah, that was originally the joke. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can share with you guys. Any more concept art? I don't think so. Yeah, RC, I think I've seen that. Everyone said Halibu could solo Goku. I'm pretty sure he would. I'm pretty confident about that. Since Halibu is established to be unkillable once he's in the real world. Zern, could I get your permission to print out and make a physical post-game book? Yeah, that would be really cool, actually. And Unfortunately, due to the inconsistent page sizes at the beginning, I don't know how well that'll work out. It might be a little funky, but later on it does get more consistent. So try it. Try it and see what works. Yeah. I think that's all I have to show to you guys for now, relating to postgame. I hope in the future I will make side quests for everything I missed in main postgame, and I hope people will be around for that. It's definitely months and months away from now. Probably like next year even, because like I said, I'm pretty done with postgame for now, as much as I love it. Given Monty is an AI, how come he's less strict on piracy? So, Monty wasn't really designed as an anti-piracy measure. He came on board later. So he's not as hard-coded to be against it. I think he is against piracy in the sense that he believes it's something wrong. But he also doesn't think killing people is the way to go about it. Like, when they brought Joey into the game, he was like, what the fuck? That's not right. So, he's a pretty non-violent person, and those are his ideals. He believes that it's wrong, but he doesn't believe that violence is the way to go about it. Monty's my favorite. Yeah, I love Monty, and I thought it would be a good decision to make Monty a little more neutral rather than make everybody just mean. Monty, according to the piracy crew, was originally a lot meaner than I made him, but I like this direction of his character. Check post-game discussion. Okay. Awesome. I love this encore stuff. I can't wait to see it. You didn't miss a lot. I don't think you missed a lot. I mean, I did answer 44 questions, but I don't think you missed all 44 of them. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for now. The questions are starting to slow down and stuff, and I don't have anything else to show. So, here's my promises, right? Hopefully, more post-game content in some form, like, not the main comic, but just drawings or side quests or whatever. I don't know when that's happening. There will be a progress video coming out sometime soon. I'm not sure when that is either, but I have the footage for it. It's on its way. And I will get these character references done. I already finished Hallibur's too, so it's all on its way. Thank you for supporting the post-game and being around for as long as you have, and being able to see the finale and stuff. This is just surreal that it's finally done after 3 years. You're an amazing artist. Do you have a link to your Discord? Yes, it is in the description and pinned in the chat. Thank you for streaming. You made the happy chemical. No problem. And I'm glad I was able to answer these questions. So, that's where I'm ending off for now. Hopefully I stream sometime again soon, because these are really fun. But wherever you are, I hope you have a good day or night, and thank you for your continued support. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you.